The Assembly will come back to order. I will now appoint a committee of two consisting of Assembly members Dahlia and Cole to invite the Senate to meet with the Assembly in a joint session to hear a message from United States Representative Mark Amodei. The committee will be about its business.
Mr. Speaker, the members of the Senate are at the bar of the Assembly.
The members of the Senate are invited to chairs in the Assembly chamber. The Secretary of the Senate will call the Senate roll.
Senator Buck. Senator Buck. Senator Canizaro. Senator Cruz Crawford. Senator Daley. Senator Dignate. Senator Dondero Loop. Senator Ellison. Senator Flores. Senator Hansen. Senator Krasner. Senator Lang. Senator Neal. Senator Wynn. Senator Orangehall. Senator Pizzina. Senator Rogish. Senator Scheibel. Senator Steinbeck. Senator Stone. Senator Taylor. Senator Titus.
The Chief Clerk of the Assembly will call the Assembly roll.
Assembly members Anderson, Backus, Brown May, Carter, Cole, Considine, Dahlia, DeLong, Dickman, De Silva, Edgeworth, Flanagan, Gallant, Gonzalez, Goulding, Gray, Gurr, Hafen, Hanson, Hardy, Hibbets, Hunt, Jackson, Howdeke, Karras, Kasama, Koenig, LaRue Hatch, Marzola, Miller, Monroe Marino, Moore, Mosca, Nadim, Wynn, O'Neill, Morantlicker, Roth, Torres Fawcett, Watts, Urick, Gray, Miller, Speaker Yeager.
I am here. I will now appoint a committee of two consisting of Senator Krasner and Assemblymember Hafen to wait upon United States Representative Mark Amodei and escort him into the Assembly chamber. The committee will be about its business.
Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Mark Amodei, United States Representative, is at the bar of the Assembly.
The appointed committee will escort Representative Amodei to the Chief Clerk's rostrum. Everyone please rise. Representative Amodei, we welcome you and we look forward to your message.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. Mr. President Pro Tem, Lieutenant Governor, thank you, court members. Where the hell is everybody that usually sits over here? You'd think they had a out-of-committee deadline on Friday, wouldn't you? Hey, listen, thank you all for carrying on this tradition. It's no secret that when I was sitting where you were, I would always take that seat over there because when everybody was looking at the person walking in, I would go out that door and go do something that I thought was more important than listening to the federal delegation people. And it was Democrats and Republicans, so it wasn't a partisan thing, very bipartisan. I'm sure it'll be a great speech and everybody will have a good time. Which is why I have tried, when now I'm on the other end of that, to be respectful of your time and concentrate on working on issues together that are ones that concern us all. And so what I'll make no secret of it, tonight I am looking to break my previous record in the length of this little chat that we have. If there is anybody that is upset with that, hearing that, would you please raise your hand now? The record should reflect that no hands went in the air. I just want to say this. Things continue to evolve the way that they evolve. Information flows in the way it flows, from the sources that it flows, and everybody's having a good time with their talking points, with their messaging, with their accusations, with their whatever. I can assure you that as we go into the next 60 days, which is that reconciliation process, where you actually write the bills that actually fund those issues that people are concerned about, that I will take that very seriously as an advocate for Nevada. As an advocate for Nevada. And while we will always be able to find time for who's a great Democrat and who's a great Republican and all that other sort of stuff, I'm not here to tell you that that's going to change or we ought to do better and all that other sort of stuff. But I will tell you this. We have taken a deep dive into what's about 30% of the state's budget, and that's that thing called Medicaid. Maybe some of you have heard about it. Maybe you guys are having some meetings about funding, and those folks on Ways and Means and Senate Finance, who I used to refer to as the money geeks when I was here. I can tell you that you've got a great public servant in Stacy Weeks. We have been in I don't know who found her, and God knows I'm not a personnel. That's what we used to call HR in the old days. I'm not a personnel whiz bang. Whatever you folks are paying her and whoever picked her, nice job. You have a very good expert handling that stuff for you. And so I can tell you some things right now that are off the table. Nobody's going to touch the traditional Medicaid population. I don't care what your news source is. I can tell you, we've been talking with the chairman of the committee in the House that's looking for ways to come up with that $880 billion. Let me give you another interesting fact that if every other state, since you guys all know that Medicaid is something that is, every state kind of has its own, if every other state spent at the level of Nevada, you'd have your $880 billion right away. Why am I telling you that? I am telling you that because before we let anybody come to our doorstep to see we'll do our part, but before they come to our doorstep, you better go, as you folks all know, if you're looking to cut, you got to go to where the money is. So why don't you go to those states that are spending a heck of a lot more in their programs than we are in ours before you ask Nevadans to sacrifice? Interesting concept. We're excited about how it's gone so far. We know that about 30% of the budget is in that, so we will be in frequent contact with you and any of your offices here that want to be in that frequent contact. We're obviously in frequent contact with the executive branch, and so I'm looking forward to coming out on that in a fully transparent way and saying, here's how that dog's going to hunt, if you will, for those of you shotgunners in the crowd. There are other issues where something was cut, something was paused, something was delayed. If you don't know what's going on with something, if you don't call us and say, here's the grant, here's the program, here's where it was supposed to go, then all I'm going to say is, I wish you would. Because part of our job, what you pay us for, is to run those down. And if they've made a mistake, then there have been mistakes made. It's our job to unmistake that and be as supportive of what's going on here in our hometowns and our home areas as possible. So I look forward to working with anybody and everybody that has one of those issues. We happen to be in a unique position where when you call somebody up, whether they're in government formally or out, and by the way, just one real quick thing. I'm getting close to the end, so don't worry. You know, down the street we have a gaming establishment that's been around for a long time. It's called the Nugget. You have a Nugget in Las Vegas. There's Nuggets all over. There's a Nugget in Sparks. No offense to you of French lineage in the crowd, but we call it the Nugget. We don't call it the Nougat. See where I'm going here? I am a product of public education in Nevada. I know that the school districts don't like me saying that, but I had a class called phonics a million years ago. It's doggy. D-O-G-E. Doggy. Not doge or the Nougat or whatever. You say it however you like. I'm just telling you, us old people that are a product of phonics, are calling it doggy. They have made some mistakes, and where they do, it's our job to say, if you're trying to get rid of this or that, that's fine, but you missed on this. We've had success with that. We do it in a mature manner. We don't go punch somebody in the nose and then tell them we want to basically beat God into them or something like that. But nonetheless, if you've got an example, anything from A to Z, let us know, and we'll take it on and report back to you. And so, with that, what's the unofficial time say? This may be a new record. No. I didn't. I congratulate, or hi, how you doing doesn't count. Mr. Speaker, was he even recognized? Okay, anyhow. So listen, thank you all very much. Good luck. Thank you for being involved in public service, and we look forward to working with you. Welcome to spring in Western Nevada. And I yield back, Mr. Speaker.
Assemblymember Hanson.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Senate and Assembly joint session extend to our vote of thanks to Representative Amadei for his timely, able, and constructive message.
Senator Titus.
Mr. Speaker, I second that motion.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. The appointed committee will escort Representative Amadei to the bar of the Assembly. Senator Steinbeck.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the joint session of the Senate and the Assembly be dissolved.
Assemblymember Brown May.
Thank you, Speaker. I second the motion.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. I declare the joint session dissolved. See you next time. Yeah, we'll see you. The Assembly will come back to order. Order of Business 8, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Waiver of joint standing rules, a waiver requested by Speaker Yeager for the Assembly Bill 381 to waive subsection 1 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of final committee by House of Origin by 68th day, subsection 2 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of House of Origin by the 79th day, subsection 3 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of final committee by the second house by 103rd day, subsection 4 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of second house by the 110th day has been granted April 14th, 2025. Nicole J. Canizaro, Senate Majority Leader. Assembly Member Steve Yeager, Speaker of the Assembly.
Assemblymember Howdegui.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Seeing no other business before us, I move that the Assembly stand adjourned until Tuesday, April 15th, 2025 at the hour of 11:30 a.m.
Assemblymember Howdegui has moved that the Assembly stand adjourned until Tuesday, April 15th at the hour of 11:30 a.m. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.